Let me ask you about something that one of your colleagues, Senator Inhofe, said on the radio lately. He was talking about not just about what happened in Benghazi now, but about the emails afterwards and the changing of the talking points. As you know, there was a hearing on the House side about Benghazi. And here's what Senator Inhofe had to say.
People may be starting to use the I word before too long.
Okay. The I word meaning impeachment.
Yeah. This is clearly an orchestrated cover-up.
That's pretty big. Do you see something in the Benghazi, either in the handling before, during, or after with the talking points that were scrubbed, that the I word or the impeachment word should come up?
I don't at this point, I will say, but that doesn't mean that these allegations aren't serious. Joe Lieberman and I did a preliminary investigation into the events and the attacks on Benghazi last fall, and we had a career CIA agent who was the woman who first drafted the very first talking points tell us that there was no national security reason for the line about the links to al-Qaeda to have been dropped from the talking points. So clearly politics was at play here.
And if that is so, is it not a cover-up on a scale of, I mean, what do you think, why do you think they would do this? You think it was to help the president get elected?
I believe that because we were in the midst of the final weeks of a very contentious presidential re-election campaign, that one of the themes of this administration was that Libya was a success, that the military intervention had produced a stable, pro-United States country that was moving toward democracy, and that al-Qaeda was on the run. And what happened in Benghazi proved that neither of those narratives was accurate.
As you know, there have been those, Ambassador Pickering, among others, who said, I learned nothing new in the hearings this week. Did you learn anything new about Benghazi, and what don't you know you want to know?
I did learn something new. There were further iterations and changes in the talking points than I've been aware of. In addition, the whole discussion of whether or not help could have been sent in time is a discussion that Joe Lieberman and I had, but which Congressman Issa took to a new and important level. I think it's extraordinary that the head of AFRICOM, General Ham, told our committee that he had no idea how many Americans were even in Benghazi and would need to be evacuated if something happened, even though he is the person who would be in charge of the evacuation. And we have to remember that there were many hours between the first attack and the latter attack. I don't think we could have gotten help there in time to save the ambassador and the information officer, but I do believe that help could have been sent in time to prevent the further deaths. And indeed, there was a plane from Tripoli of very brave security officers who were coming to Benghazi who were held up by the Libyans for 3 hours at the airport, and we still don't have a good answer as to why.
So more investigation as far as you're concerned is needed?
Absolutely.
Senator Susan Collins, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Up next, while Republicans focused on Hillary Clinton in the Benghazi hearings, an accountability review board that investigated the attack declined to single out the former Secretary of State for what went wrong. The man who led that inquiry, Ambassador Thomas Pickering, is next.
We've seen specific parts of the ARB that are either incomplete or, in fact, are just wrong. We've also heard live testimony that the ARB did not assign blame above, if you will, mid-level management.